Alright, so here's some Overture Easy Nylon. Someone on Reddit asked about bed adhesion for it, and I actually didn't even do anything specific to the bed here, other than what I already have, which is just a very thin layer of glue stick, diluted by a splash of alcohol, and wipe the alcohol mostly off with coffee filter because they're lint free, and just sort of really diluted the glue. You can see a thin layer of glue there. It's very thin. Years ago, when I would use the glue stick, I would have this big, ugly, thick layer of glue stick all over the print bed, and the prints would have a big sticky side. But I find now this way, if I just really put the glue on and then wipe most of it off, it works very well and doesn't thicken the build plate or anything like that. And as you can see here, it looks like it did lift a little bit at the edges. So I know, like, there's some, like, a flat prints generally tend to lift off the build surface, and oftentimes, well, it depends on the material. Like, I have one tile that I've been printing lately that if I print it in PET G without a brim, it'll lift at the perimeter, but with a brim it prints fine. Whereas PLA doesn't lift at all for the most part. And so this is just a Overture Easy Nylon, and it is lifting a little bit. It's tough to put a brim on a part this, it's about as thick as the brim already. So, but mostly it did it here. And if it was a more problematic part that caused more lifting, I would just add a brim. But ultimately, I mean, it's still stuck. So let's scrape her off and see how it looks. I'm going to also do a benchy while I have the material in there to give a more 3D shape. Ooh, first layer is kind of ugly. That's interesting. Wow. I haven't seen that on any of my prints on this printer. Let's see if I can find any other examples of parts that I printed on this. Most of them made it into the house. This guy, which is ASA, and it's tough to see. Oh, there's kind of lines here. That's the bottom layer of this ASA. Much nicer than the bottom layer of this nylon. I'm surprised I've never seen that. Usually it's just bedded. There's no texture. PEI, but there's no texture. Like I think this is also PEI, but it's like textured. So I'm not sure. I saw some speculation somewhere that it's not textured in order to so the lidar works properly. Now, I don't know how much truth there is to that. I'm not even sure this one has lidar. Was the lidar optional? I know there were like the AI camera. I thought it was going to have an AI camera with spaghetti detection, but it turns out that's optional. Kind of caught me off guard. Here's I'm not sure. This might have been PLA. This might have been one of the first prints I did. I don't remember why I did this big flat print. Maybe I was just testing it. I don't even remember why I did this. But it's actually like a piece of paper, like vellum. Like, I don't know if you had drawing class when I was a kid. I graduated high school in 1990. So in high school we were doing board drafting. Like CAD was just coming out. And so, actually, we probably didn't use vellum there, but then when I went to tech school after high school, we would do a week of CAD and a week of board drafting, and a week of CAD, and a week of board drafting. And so you could use this vellum. It was like plastic paper you were basically drawing on with pens. It really reminds me of it. So super clean first layer for the most part. And you can see some defects at a few locations. But boy, that is just... This isn't transparent material. This is just PLA, one layer thick, probably 0.2 on the. Well, I guess this would be the top side. So the side with more texture would be the top, and the smoother would be what contacted the bed. So very smooth on this material on the bed, even though it's so thin. This, like I say, a little bit of a defect there. Tough to see, but I'm also I want to print I want to print a benchy. That's so weird. That's like Wonder if I went hotter. So I think I did 260 degrees, and it said like 250 to 270, so maybe a little hotter, but that would probably lift more. It's definitely sort of curled up at around the perimeter. It's really pronounced. Like I can see it in this reflection here. You can really see how it curled up. Look at that. That's amazing. Curled up like crazy around the perimeter. So we'll see how the benchy goes. I'll make another video.